Here, love, you look all done in. Would you like a drink? Oh, come on in. Now you'll have to excuse the mess. I'm packing. But yeah, you'll have to excuse the mess. Mind your head now. Come on in, love. Oh, you sit yourself down. Let me give you a drink. Yes? This'll see you right. My mother's recipe. Horrible job into packing. But it has to be done. We're not in the same place 5 minutes before we have to up and off again. Yeah, not only me, we're all in the same boat round here. But shouldn't be for too much longer. Oh no, Promised Land is just round the corner. We've heard that one before though. I've often said to my husband, that's Mr. Moses, are you quite sure you've got it right, dearest? And he says, it's what God said. Because you see, God and Mr. Moses have got this very special relationship. And God tells Mr. Moses what he wants and what we have to do and all. And Mr. Moses tells us, and I have to tell you, it isn't very well received. No. No, the rumpuses we have had over what God has told us to do, you'd not believe. You see, the people, they can be quite troublesome sometimes. And Mr. Moses, he's had his ups and his downs, and been quite a few downs, I can tell you. You see, he's a good man, is Mr. Moses, but he does seem to rub people up the wrong way. Mind you, I see a different side to him, being married to him and all. I mean, I would say that, wouldn't I, being his missus? Oh, do you know, I took to him the very first time I saw him. The very first time I clapped eyes on him, I said, you're a bit of all right, you are. And he was. Oh, back in the day, Mr. Moses was a very good looking man. Mind you, that was a few years back. I'm not saying how many, mind. And he's not bad looking now. Oh, it was in the land of Midian. That's where I come from. I am a Midianite. Yet my father was the priest. Jethro he was. Smashing fellow he was. Mind you, he had his work cut out with us. 7 daughters. Fancy that. Being lumbered with 7 girls. Come to that. Poor mum and all. Anyway, we had our first meeting by a well. Sounds sort of romantic, doesn't it? And I suppose in a way it was, you know. You see, my sisters and me, we had the job, looking after our sheep, of going and collecting the water for the sheep. And we didn't mind the chore, of course. But what we did mind was that bunch of shepherds that used to hang out by the well. A right bunch of hooligans they were. They can't have got much shepherding done, no. They see us coming, they rubbed their hands together and thought, right, fellas, here's a few girls we can have a bit of sport with. Be rubbing their hands with glee. Anyway, this day, we go down there as usual, and as usual the crazy brigade is there, and as usual they want their fun, and we get our chase in as usual, when all of a sudden, out of the blue, up pops this stranger. Never seen him before in my life. And he stands between us and the rabble, and he says, hey, you lot, leave them girls alone. Well, do you know, I was worried for him, because this bunch of shepherds, they were no shrinking violets, no. They had a bit of brawn on them. Not a lot of brain, it has to be said, but quite a fair bit of brawn. I thought they'd work him over for sure. But you know, not a single curse did they utter, not an expletive, and they were capable of reading off quite a few swear words. No, they turned on their heels, ran, scarpered, off, never saw him again. Could have knocked us down with a feather. And then he turns to us and he goes, right, girls, you'll have no more trouble from that little lot. We didn't. And here's another thing. He rolls up his sleeves and he pitches in with us, drawing the water to get the job done more quickly. Now that was very unusual in those parts, because if a man wanted a woman to do something he didn't fancy doing himself, he'd just sit back on his, let her get on with it. No, not this fella. No, this fella was different. This fella was something special. Is it any wonder I fell for him? Matter of fact, I think we all did.